This segment of UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold is brought to you by Safeties. For all your banking, insurance, and investment needs, visit your local branch or go to safeties.com.
Welcome back to UB Football Insider. My name is Paul Peck, and we continue to get you ready for today's spring game, the blue-white scrimmage between the Bulls' offense and their defense. It's going to be at UB Stadium. It starts at 2 o'clock, and we continue our focus on the defense by welcoming in defensive coordinator Brian Borland. We let the offensive guys that grab all the headlines handle last week's show, but now we got the real tough guys on this team, right?
Yeah, I hope so anyway, right?
Well, Brian, talk a little bit about where your defense is at as we head into this spring game, which will wrap up spring practice. Give us an overview on your defense's performance through the first 3 weeks of spring practice.
Well, Paul, I think we're obviously a lot farther ahead than we were last year, just in terms of coaches, just knowing our players and knowing what their capabilities are, but also our players understanding us and understanding schematically what we're trying to do, philosophically what we're trying to do. I feel like we're light years ahead of even where we were last fall in a lot of ways. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Even though there were some very exciting moments that your defense turned out during last year's season, can you see things that tell you, boy, the guys get it a little better now? Just individual things, plays maybe that while they were making them at times last year, you feel like they're going to make them even more consistently now because they are more familiar.
Yeah, we really felt like we had to roll the dice a lot more last year, take some chances and just try to make things happen. Blitz game, a lot of movement. Didn't feel like we could always just stand in there and hold in there real well. So I think we've made a pretty big push at trying to just play our basic stuff better. I think we're doing that. I think we're a lot better up front maybe than we had been, just a lot more experienced. And so I think last year we gave up less long big plays than maybe they had in the past, but we still gave up quite a few big plays and a lot of 10, 11, 12-yard kind of plays. And so we got to get better that way. And a lot of those are just guy fitting the wrong way and not executing something correctly. So I think we're definitely making progress in that way.
Well, a lot of some of the big plays, maybe the big touchdown plays that people remember, sometimes fall on the defensive backs by nature of where they play. And we've already touched a little bit on the defensive line and linebackers with Coach in our first segment. So let's shift gears a little bit to the back end. And let's start with your cornerbacks. And I think when we start there, we have to talk about a guy who was outstanding last year. Not only is he a leader on your defense, but he's a leader on this team, and that would be Boise Ross.
Yep. Boise's just continues to really do a good job. I think he's a guy that's really got a strong work ethic. I don't think he's ever just happy with where he is, and he's always striving for more, which are things we talk about all the time. So he continues to find little things that we kind of help. He identifies, we help him identify just little things that he can do to improve his game, and I think he continues to do it.
With the graduation of Marcus Baker, we saw Cameron Lewis play a lot last year as your nickel corner. He would appear to be the guy who has the best shot at grabbing that starting spot. What have you seen from year one to year two for Cam?
Well, yeah, I would agree with you, Paul. I think Cam has a chance to be really a dynamic player at UB, but also within our conference. I think he's got a chance to be something pretty special if he keeps developing. He's just got a great sense about how to play the position, just a knack. Obviously understands what we're doing. Corner's not the most the hardest position to learn, but it's a very hard position to perfect technique-wise. I think he's just got a great natural skill set, and he's really developed a lot of confidence. And so really, really happy with the way Cam's been performing this spring.
You bring both starting safeties back in Ryan Williamson and Andrews Dadabo, but you've brought some new guys in O.J. O'Neal and Tim Roberts. Give us a sense on what the two junior college guys have done to raise the level of the safety play.
Yeah, we just felt we needed to get some more competition at that spot, and we're not nothing against the guys we had. They're really still doing a good job, but we just felt we needed to bring in some more quality depth, create some competition, and let the cream rise to the top a little bit. So yes, our junior college players, Tim and OJ, have come in. Tim Roberts and OJ O'Neal. I think they've obviously there's just a lot to grasp, particularly at safety position. There's a lot to know, and so they're that's a work in progress with those guys, but you can see ability-wise they run, they're physical, and they've got some skills that they'll definitely both have a chance of helping us a lot.
All right, and finally, what do you want to see out of your defense later today in the blue-white game?
Well, I think we want to keep just trying to find our identity and establish ourselves, and we put a premium on eliminating big plays. So we're going to try to do what we can in that way, and within our scheme, try to do those things. But just execution. Want to see great effort. I think we also want to improve our tackling, and I think for the most part this spring we've been able to be a pretty good tackling defense, and so we just need to finish on a high note and make sure that we're polishing up on some of those things that we've really put an emphasis on.
All right, some stuff for everybody to watch for when they're out at UB Stadium later today for the blue-white scrimmage. Defense coordinator Brian Borland, have fun today. Looking forward to catching up with you later on, getting ready for next season.
All right, thank you.
Brian Borland is the Bulls defensive coordinator. We got much more coming up on UB Football Insider.
Support the new Football Excellence Fund and help build a strong foundation for years to come. Go above and beyond by investing in the future of UB football today. Log on to bullsblueandwhite.com for more information and a list of Football Excellence Fund benefits.